In this video, we're going to be using the Zaharoff Signature Shave Soap and the Splash. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB, and welcome if it's your first time here. I encourage you to hit the subscribe button below. We have a lot of content. We're a very busy channel here, very, very active. So, as mentioned previously in the intro, today we're going to be using the Zaharoff Signature Shave Soap, which is a collaboration with Gentleman's Nod. And I must tell you, from the time I opened the box, this set, which I'm going to be using both the Splash and the soap, just exudes class, elegance, and the fragrance, really out of this world. I even asked my wife and she said, oh yeah, that's a cut above a lot of the things that I asked her to sniff. It's just a wonderfully complex scent. Now, let me point you to someone right now. If you're curious about the scent and you want someone to break it down for you, I'm going to link Tim Delaney, the Scented Soldier Shaves video on this fragrance, and that will give you a much better idea of what it smells like. To me, I get lavender, I get ginger, it's woody, it's really all sorts of stuff, but everything comes together beautifully, absolutely beautifully. You can tell this is a professional fragrance. This is not amateur hour here. When I smell this, I know immediately I'm dealing with someone who knows how to blend fragrances. And you can tell the difference, believe me, in some people who aren't as well versed. When they try to make complex scents like this, they come out a mess. This one is not that. This one is beautiful, classy, elegant. It's got a little bit of everything, really. Like I said, oud. It's got some citrus. It has everything, but it comes off overall for me like a little herbaceous and herbaceous, I should say, and woody. But there's still some brightness to it. It is a very interesting fragrance, and it is the star of today's party. In the box, they also sent a little 326, DK326. I'm not calling it the candle word anymore. We're calling it DK326. So they sent a little candle, which smells pretty doggone good. So maybe 326 and DK is on to something. So let's go ahead and get started with the misting so we don't make a seriously long shave video here. We're going to use pre-shave. We have used the Cardinal base before from Gentleman's Nod, so we know it's good quality. So we'll roll with our pre-shave today. Not that it's needed, but if you have it, why not use it? And that is the PAA Cube Aftershave, which I think, or excuse me, pre-shave, which I think is a very good value. And man, oh man, oh man. This scent on this is just terrific. This is the AP Shave Co. Signature Series. I think it's called 2-Bed. It looks like Badger, the knot, but it's synthetic. And it's called extra density, but I don't really find that it's extra dense. So I don't know if AP Shave Co. is still calling it that. They did send this to me to test, and I've been testing it for a good while. And I think I'll probably end up buying it from him because I do really like it. It's a really nice synthetic, but I don't find it to be extra dense. That's just me. I will say that AP Shave Co. has some terrific inexpensive brush offerings, both in Badger, synthetic, both in Badger and synthetic, I want to say. Okay. So as you can see here, this lathers great. It smells terrific. The scent strength on this, which I didn't talk about at all, and I should get into those things. Scent strength on this is pretty stout for me, about a 7.5 to 8. And I think it is a fantastic fragrance. As I was saying before, a lot of times in the artisan community, we have folks who collaborate with even sometimes people that do perfuming professionally. And a lot of times they don't come out nearly as nice as this. Like this, in my opinion, is a really well done fragrance. And it is well above a lot of the ones that I see in this community. So the razor today is just going to be a gold dollar. This is the 2 100. It's got my Izuku edge on it. And the reason I picked this today is because the soap is really the star. We really want to focus in on that. This is Straight Razor Shave number 52. And we don't expect to have any quality issues with Gentleman's Nod. We have tried the Kampai before in the Cardinal base. Good base, in my opinion, so no worries on the quality. Now, I didn't talk about cost at the beginning. I normally do. The reason I didn't mention it in this case is this is sort of a luxury sort of set. It's $50 for the set. The soap by itself, if you're just buying it alone, is 4 ounces for $29. And on our chart, that is way north of $5 an ounce. But this is one of those sets that you're buying for luxury. It's got a really professional fragrance. And so in this case, I don't mind paying more. But quite frankly, a lot of times when I see the soaps that are north of $5 an ounce, and they don't end up having a professionally blended fragrance like this, it's not worth it to me. But for this scent, I'm happy to pay it. If you're going to buy the splash too, it's cheaper to buy the set. It's $50 for the splash and the soap. It is still available at Gentleman's Nod. Their initial runs did sell out, and I am late to the party on this. But I will tell you right now, I have no buyer's remorse. Even at a very expensive price per ounce, this is just a classy, elegant fragrance. And it's one that I will keep. It's a keeper for me. It's one of the better, like, you know me, I like the peaches. I like the citruses. I love straightforward fragrances a lot of times from artisans because I think they do them incredibly well. And I love buying those. But sometimes you get something like this that is super professional in its execution, which this is. And you just love it. And again, I don't know anybody at Gentleman's Nod. I don't know Mr. Zaharoff. I've never had any communication with them. So there's nothing in it for me other than saying, I really think this scent is just a winner. Like, it's just so professional. And, you know, my wife agreed. Now, we both was like, ooh, that one is, it really is a cut above. Like I said, even some of the fragrances within the community that are revered, oftentimes to me, they seem a mess. Like just a bunch of stuff thrown together with things fighting. This is not that. This is classy, elegant. It's something that, you know how I feel about fragrances. I'll wear any fragrance anytime. However, if I were going to a formal function where you want to maybe wear something a little nicer, this would definitely be one that I would consider because it just comes off as confident, professional. Like it exudes class, confidence, competence, you know. So when you wear something like this, so you know me, I love, for example, peach and cognac. Well, that's a tremendous fragrance that I'll wear all the time. I don't care. But if you're going to a really formal event or something where you want to maybe not smell like a peach, I would use something like this. And normally this scent would be out of my wheelhouse by virtue of being herbaceous and woody. But this one just comes together. Honestly, it smells, most people have described it as smelling like a really nice cologne. And that's what it is. It's just a really nice, professional, and emphasis on the word professional. Because this is not an amateur hour fragrance. And I'm not throwing shade at artisans who make their own scents, because some of them are very, very good at it. But this one is just one where you know you are dealing with some serious business here. Like, this one does not play, at least for me. So I'm really, sorry for bumping the camera there. I'm very happy with it. I'm using the Dr. Matt stretching cloth here, in case you're wondering. There we go. My edge is still holding up well here, fortunately. Trying to be a little more mindful of the stretching and moving up. So, in our progression in terms of straight razor shaving, we have gotten to the point where we no longer really fear cutting ourselves. Now, you're going to cut yourself, and I'm going to cut myself occasionally. So now what I'm trying to do is just tighten things up, trying to be cognizant and get a little better each time, and be mindful of doing certain things like stretching, which I forget a lot. Man, oh man, this scent. Once again, I encourage you, if you want to get somebody to really break this down in a way that's easy for you to understand, watch Tim Delaney's video, because that's what I did yesterday. Because when I got it, I couldn't describe it. I was like, well, I don't know there's so much going on here. it just, honestly, it was blowing my mind. But anyway, check out his video, and I think you will understand why a lot of people watch his fragrance reviews and his shaving stuff too, because he's sort of bridging those two things. And he's a great guy on top of it. And he had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Tim, if you happen to watch this. He's been pretty busy with his new job, so I don't think he's had a chance to watch a lot of videos, but there I am forgetting to stretch, by the way. If you see this, Tim, happy birthday, and thanks for the video on this fragrance, because it's terrific. And honestly, I wouldn't have known. And as you can tell, somebody's fired up the doggone lawnmower next door. I apologize. I can't escape it. Like, it seems like during the Rona, everybody has just decided to cut grass and or run two-stroke sort of engines at all times. And so I can't control that. I'm at the middle of a video, so I'm not going to stop it because of the weed eater. So hopefully it won't be too off-putting. Anyway, this is a terrific soap. I think if you want to smell wonderful for an occasion, date night, whatever the case may be, this is one that you can call upon, and I don't think it's going to be offensive to very many people. Some folks may not absolutely love it, but I don't think many people are going to find this offensive. That is just my opinion. So, Mr. Zaharoff, if you happen to see this video, this is fantastic. And I must say, Gentleman's Nod, they made a good decision when they partnered with you on this fragrance, because this is just super classy in my view. And I'm sure that was the intent. And the soap, you picked a good Gentleman's Nod. This base is very good quality-wise. And so I think this is a great collaboration. And although it is it's on the pricey side relative to most of the artisan soaps, I think it's one of those things that maybe you treat yourself to. Maybe it's your birthday. And there are some of these sets still available on Gentleman's Nod as of the date of filming. So I will link it below for you. It is an absolute winner for me, and I have nothing but praise for it. It smells so good. Normally, like I said, this would be a little out of my wheelhouse. And had I just read the notes, I might have passed on it, honestly, if I had just read the notes. But fortunately, there were so many people in the community who I respect, who like this. I said, I need to try that, because even though the notes didn't look like maybe it was for me, so many people liked it. I said, they can't all be wrong. You know what I mean? And so this, if you've been holding back, is a winner. It's a winner. So another person I want to mention mentioned him a little bit earlier today in conjunction with the DK326, which is the new term for candle. When I mentioned 326, he had kind of a funny video yesterday where he was cracking on the Super Friends a little bit. And I just want to make something clear, because I did talk to him a little bit on that. That was all tongue-in-cheek. And his videos or his humor can be a bit dry. And so I know he's not going to say it, but I'll say it, having talked to him. I hope no one was put off by that or unsubscribed, because he's a fun guy and he really studies things. And he has some good insight despite being new. He's only been around for I think he said 6 months in this hobby. But he has some really, I think, important insight. So I invite you to go check out Shave 326. I will, again, I want to mention that I link the channels that I talk about below. So the first set of links you'll see is product links, and then below you will see channels mentioned, because some of the folks told me they wanted to see the product links first, so I reversed the order. But you will find these channels listed below the product links. So it's getting hot in here, as you can see. Look at all that sweat. Looks like the lawnmower stopped, which is good news. So the edge here is still doing well, holding up. I'm getting a great deal of satisfaction. I know I haven't talked much about the edges or the actual part about straight razor shaving today, but honestly, I've been so impressed with this soap. I really wanted to talk about this collaboration because I think it's a really important collaboration and a great one. And honestly, as much as you know me, you know my feelings about soaps north of $5 an ounce. I'm not a fan of it. But if they're going to produce a product like this, with this level of professionalism in the scent, which is something that we're not getting on a regular basis, I think it's fantastic. Now, when I say we're not getting this on a regular basis, that does not mean we're not getting great scents, because I love the simple, straightforward scents that we get, and I will always love them, and I will wear them all day long. But in my opinion, I found that artisans a lot of times do a lot of straightforward scents excellent, and I love them. But then when they delve into the complex, many layers, many notes, it gets muddy for me. That's just my opinion. This one is way different. It's very complex, but it's just professional, and you can tell it. It shows. It smells, I should say. The difference is just incredible. And I know some people will, because people look for reasons to be offended. So they're going to say, he's crapping on artisans and saying they can't make great scents. That is not what I'm saying at all. Because I have been through easily over 1,000 soaps in the years I've been doing this. And I have experienced hundreds of great scents that were made by the artisans. But most of us will agree that the reason the dupes are so successful is because there's professionalism in there. There's research, there's development. A lot of artisans don't have the time nor capital to do that. They're still putting out great scents and great stuff. But this one, I would argue, is a next level professional scent. And it shows, and it smells in a good way. All right, so let me rinse, and then we'll come back and get into the post and try this splash. I'm really looking forward to it. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back with our Lancaster towel, and I am told that a drop of this marvelous towel is coming. It will either be this coming weekend or maybe the next, so keep your ears on or keep your eyes peeled, and we'll bring you that information as soon as I get confirmation. I'll post it on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Those links will be below too, folks. So if you want to follow me on those platforms, they'll be there for you. This, of course, is the magic made by Witches Payers. We're going to let that set just a moment before we apply the splash. Now, this splash comes in a nice frosted glass bottle. Class, elegance, and it really sets itself apart. I love the frosted look. This set is just, I mean, in a nutshell, classy and elegant and professional. Frosted glass, love that. Going that extra mile, and again, glass, not plastic. We don't really want aftershaves in plastic or fragrances generally, at least I don't. So we're gonna shake her up. We're gonna apply it. Comes in a nice restrictor there, not letting too much. Oh, whew, yes. Nice. Let's go for another round of that. Smells great. It's not overpowering. Oh, I can smell this all day. Just professional, classy, elegant. I've said it over and over and over and over, and I can't emphasize it enough. This set, legit. Totally legit in my view. I'm at $50 for this set. I think, honestly, even though it's more expensive than most, good value for what you're getting. It's a great product. Okay, wrapping things up, we used the Gold $200, my Azuku Edge. Really, really nice. We used the AP Shave Co. Signature Series with the 2-bed, which is a imitation Badger synthetic knot. It's supposed to be extra dense, but I don't think it's really extra dense. Sorry, AP Shave Co., but it's a great brush and I like it. And that brings us to a close. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. As always, it means so much. I want to remind you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.